Hello viewers, this is Dr. Sangeeta Datta, consultant psychiatrist, and today we shall discuss a very unusual topic, namely extramarital affairs. Extramarital affair, as the name suggests, is an affair between a man and a woman outside marriage. In other words, these two people who are involved in the relationship are married from before. Either both of them are married or maybe one of them are married, but they're married. Why does extramarital affair happen? A lot of people who come to me tell me that it is because of a bad marriage. Sometimes people stay back in a marriage despite the fact that it's getting unhealthy and bad. Sometimes they stay back for social reasons, for the sake of children, and sometimes for financial reason, etc. And sometimes marriage just becomes a habit. So when they realize that this marriage is not healthy, they're not being able to be happy or peaceful in the marriage, then they look for an alternative outside home, and this results in an extramarital affair. And currently in today's world, it is not very difficult to come across someone who's interested in us, no matter what age we are in, because of the technology. We can access the whole world through our internet, and we have WhatsApp, we have Facebook, we have everything to be able to connect and communicate with somebody outside our home. In such a situation, extramarital associations and extramarital affairs can happen. However, it is not always, I would say, it is not always beneficial, and it is definitely not healthy. It is not good for your mental health. Why did I say it's not very beneficial? Because the fruits that such an affair or such an association provides is very short term. Yes, sometimes a human being who's not getting love from his own spouse may seek love outside marriage, and maybe for some time the person feels satisfied with the care, with the attention, affection, everything that comes from the other human being. However, this is very short term because these kind of associations are very complex by nature. Once they proceed in the relationship within a span of about 6 months to a year, no matter what personalities these people have who are involved, they have to come across certain situations like, social issues. They cannot present their relationship socially because they are already socially tied to someone else. They cannot present this relationship legally because they are already legally tied to someone else, and which causes a lot of conflict and pain in the minds of the people concerned. Sometimes very mature, so-called very mature people do enter into an association like this with prior understanding and agreement that they will not interfere in each other's lives beyond a particular point. That is, they will be within their own boundaries. However, our human relationships are not like this. With the passage of time, there is possessiveness, there is a lot of why, what, hows, etc., which comes to the minds of the two people concerned, and gradually conflict dominates the picture. Sometimes a human being may not express the conflicts that they're going through, depends on their personalities, and sometimes they may be very overt about the conflicts that they're going through. And therefore we see in our society extramarital affairs is not hassle-free. I'm not talking from a moralistic point of view by saying that it is wrong or it is right, but I'm definitely talking from a psychological point of view that it is almost impossible to maintain an extramarital relationship in the long run while maintaining one's peace and happiness of mind. You cannot be maintaining both, because there will come a point, which may be after 3 months, after 6 months, or after a year, that you will start having conflicts within, and sometimes conflicts come from outside too. Because the people who are involved in such relationships mostly hide these relationships from their families, and this process of hiding and lying to their families to be able to manage this relationship itself is very stressful. And I'm sure no human being wants to be stressed out because of a relationship. Yes, initially they do get into such associations to get some amount of pleasure, some amount of happiness, and perhaps to remove their emptiness which they were having. However, in due course of time, it becomes very obvious, especially I've heard it from my clients time and again, that it is not worthwhile, because the amount of stress, the amount of depression, anxiety which can set in because of maintaining such a relationship on the sly can be really difficult, and it is not worthwhile as compared to living a life with more meaningful activities. Even if you are not satisfied in your marriage, you can still go to a marriage counselor to get yourself counseled and to get your spouse counseled. And a lot of problems in a marriage can be sorted out through proper marriage counseling. Some of the problems may be because of incompatibility between the spouses, which cannot be sorted out. It has to be managed in a more mature way. Some problems may not be managed, yet people can accept and stay back in a marriage. Some people who cannot accept it, they can yet decide to come out of the marriage. I think staying back in a marriage for the sake of only children is not a good reason to stay back in a marriage, because it doesn't lead to a very healthy association between the spouses. Therefore, it is always advisable to come out of a marriage or to come out of a previous association before getting into another association and managing two associations at whatever level. You may be justifying this by saying that one of the associations is just financial and social and the other association is emotional and physical. But we are human beings. We cannot be compartmentalizing everything like this, and our minds cannot handle this. So instead of messing up our lives with two different associations or more than two different associations, it is always better to remain a sorted human being, to sort out one and then to enter into the other. So I am against extramarital association as a psychiatrist. Do like this video or subscribe this video, and we promise to come back with another important topic. Till then, take care.